I want to share with you some intels regarding the US and China deal that we just obtained freshly from the supporters of the new federal state of China. And I want to seek your reaction once you hear those details in terms of what was talked behind the closed doors. So these are the four intels that the Xi has basically major concessions that Xi Jinping has agreed to, which led to the Monday announcement of the US deal. The very first one is a promise. Xi Jinping has promised to open Chinese banking, bond, and insurance sectors, and then commit to involve the US in its structural reform of its financial sector. This is huge. And the second is agree to resume rare earth exports and allow US investment in strategic and defense sectors. And the third one is pledge not to launch a gold-backed digital RMB, only during the Trump terms. And then the last one is commit to join efforts on fentanyl exports. So your reaction to the concessions she made?
Well, I want to see the whole thing. As you know, I'm an adamant part of the takedown of the CCP, the takedown of the Chinese Communist Party by helping Lao Beijing. I've always kind of opposed opening up the finance and banking sector for restructuring from the West, because that's just going to get us more engaged. That's going to get the Wall Street lords of easy money to actually see it a bigger opportunity to make money. I think it shows you desperation on Xi. I think it shows you particularly the whole issue of the magnets and the ball bearings and the rare earths show you what he's about to concede. But also, it's really from Xi a cry for help on the decimated banking sector, which has really been decimated. First of all, by lending to these to the state-owned industries that have them upside down, but most importantly is to real estate, where they've essentially crushed the emerging Chinese middle class that have had their net worth crushed by buying real estate that is now 50 cents on the dollar what they bought it. So all of these are massive concessions. Some of them may help the Chinese Communist Party more than I think is necessary. Particularly a restructuring of the financial community is what the CCP needs, and they can't do it on their own. The reason they can't do it on their own, you need an infusion of new capital. So if you incentivize the Western lords of easy money on Wall Street with returns by buying into these Chinese financial institutions at discount prices because of how screwed up they are, you incentivize them to really save the regime. I think the regime's greatest vulnerability is their failure to deliver the economic miracle to the Chinese, to Lao Beijing, which they promised. But those are huge. If those turn out to be accurate, Ava, those are huge gives of Xi, and shows you what I know you guys have been talking about in your daily news brief puts up, that and Miles Groh has talked about forever, the underlying big problems they have that the West never talks about on the underlying elemental and foundational elements of the Chinese economy that are just in shatters.